Creative Connection Live. We're back. I'm back after a summer break. I know that my colleague Elise already has done her first episode after the summer break. I hope you guys are good. I can see our host just is ready here to join us. And then we have some previous guests. David, what's up? Let me know, everybody, where are you watching from? I'm just about to let our guest in, so give me a second while Kris will join us. And in the meantime, I want to let you know that our guest today is Kris Kashtanova, directly from Adobe. She's based in New York. But without further ado, let me welcome Kris here. And here she is.
Hi, Kladi. Hi, everyone.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going really good. I'm in New York and super excited to see you. How are you?
Really, really good. I'm so delighted to have you as my first guest to restart this new season of Creative Connection Live, our Adobe series. And Kris, we are colleagues for everybody that doesn't know us or hasn't seen us together. We actually work in the same team, so cool to be able to share this project and this live with you.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm so excited about new season. I'm a big fan.
Okay, so real quick before we get into the actual questions, for those of you who are not familiar with Creative Connection Live, we're not going to be here for long, so stay tuned until the end. 3 questions only. One question about our, Kris project. Then we're going to dive into some hot tips directly here live from Kris and on prompting, or like, I don't know, she'll tell us more. And then we're going to have the community poll. So I'm actually going to use my other phone to see what you guys have voted, and we're going to ask Kris the question live. But before we get started with the first question, Kris, can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kris Kashtanova. I am an AI evangelist at Adobe. I work on the same team as Kladi. And I've been at Adobe for 2.5 years, and I'm absolutely passionate about AI and creativity. Before I discovered AI, I was a commercial photographer. I photographed mostly sport, fitness, everything that moves. And currently I work at Adobe, and I really love using AI to unblock me in moments when it's really hard for me to come up with ideas. It's like super cool brainstorming tool for me. And I'm mostly posting on actually other platform. Only recently started regularly posting on Instagram. And on that other platform, I have a big community of over 100,000 people. I did post a link to my current project that I'm going to share, as I understand it's the first question.
Yes, so let's dive in, because you've been very, very humble in the way you describe yourself. So I'm very excited that people get to see what you actually do. And we had the opportunity to reconnect, Creative Connection. That's exactly the purpose of it, and have a chat. And that's why I started Creative Connection Live, because I get to chat with amazing people like Kris, and I get my mind blown. We talk for like nearly 2 hours in our call. So let's get started with question number 1. Show us what you're working on. So AI Evangelist from Adobe, let's break the behind the scene and tell us about the project that you're working on right now, Kris.
Okay, so first of all, I shared the project I'm working on my stories. Also, just give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my camera and I'm going to show on my screen. So
Ooh,
this
we're
is
going straight into your screen. I love that.
yeah, you're more than welcome. This is, by the way, my Adobe computer. I do have to show you the top of the the top of my Adobe computer, and also everything is high tech. It just so good. Anyway, this is the project I'm working on. As you can see, it's just an empty room, and it already has 800,000 views. And the reason why it has so many views is because I generated this room and I asked people from my community on X to fill this room, preferably using Firefly boards, which is our Adobe amazing tool. It's an infinite canvas. So basically what people were doing, they were creating scenes like this.
Perfect for
And
Halloween.
some created for Halloween, some created like this one,
Wow.
and it's like you can't even imagine. And some would take it to Firefly boards and then generate all this stuff. Some would then take it to Photoshop and add even more stuff and refine. And like people took it. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect there'll be hundreds of rooms, and just look at all the
I love it.
imagination
I love
and
it. So
detail.
anyone, like even the people that are joining here and are watching, they are able to join your empty room and then personalize it. Even right now, is the project still ongoing?
Project is always going. So because so many people submitted, I was thinking, how can I celebrate the community? What can I do? So first, I decided to make a digital sign. It's like I make several volumes, so each person can have their own digital sign and do whatever they want with it. They can print it or just keep it. So I made first sign. It has 20 images, and I made a PDF, and people really liked it because they just took it and they can print it if they want for themselves. And now I'm making more volumes so people everyone can have one, but it's like hundreds of submissions, so it takes me a little bit of time,
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'm going to do it. Also, a lot of people recorded videos actually. It's quite fascinating.
That is amazing.
Because in boards, in Firefly boards, you can make videos as well. You can animate the entire room, you can make transformations, you can make so much stuff. So then I'll make like a short film, and of course I'll credit everyone and highlight everyone. So now what I want to do, and I don't know yet how and when, but I do want to have an exhibition of all of this beauty. Most likely it'll be digital because people are from all over the world, and if I do it, say, I don't know, in where I live, not a lot of people can come and watch, but I'm thinking about like a digital experience so everyone can go make like a website and like a gallery of all those rooms.
You
And
need to chat with our co-host Elise, because I know that she does incredible. I'm not really wise regarding all these, like, environments online, but I know that she does quite a lot
yeah, you're
with her
right.
projects. So she'll be a
I'm
good
gonna
pal.
talk to her. I'm gonna talk to her. She's also my great coworker. She's amazing. We used to live in the same city, but now we we
And,
chat
and
online.
Kris, sorry to interrupt you, but I had a message also here from Jared. And by the way, what's up, everybody? Lots of love,
Oh,
lots of people
Jared,
waiting.
hello.
Jared said that it was a great initiative. And, that's exactly why whenever we connected, even if we work, at the same company and we talk, when I connected with Kris, I was like, I don't want to know anything. I want to learn live with everybody. And I was like, so my enthusiasm and the shock, like, I think you've done such a creative, community project, and it's so simple to jump on it and really to be able to express yourself. You gave people free space to express
Oh,
themselves, which I thought is so beautiful. So we look forward to see how this project develops. I'm gonna have to keep it tight because we're already like nearly at time. And as I said yesterday, when we were talking like a couple of days ago, we nearly stayed on the phone for 2 hours, but we want to keep it nice and juicy for you guys. So I'm gonna move in right away into question number 2, Kris. So question number 2, I really want people that are listening or watching to walk away from this live with some hot takes, some tips. I know that we spoke about Firefly boards as your favorite tool. Do you have any hot takes, any tips, anything that you're like, you have the opportunity to really break this behind the scene and let people know so they can, also take it on and use it?
so first of all, now is the best time to get into Firefly boards. You can't imagine. I've been using this tool for more than a year, even before it was launched. I'm working with the team that's developing it, and a lot of people still don't know about it because it's such a new tool. Everyone knows Photoshop, everyone knows Illustrator, but Firefly boards, it's like infinite canvas. You can do anything and everything is connected. You can connect it to Illustrator, you can connect it to Photoshop, to Premiere, to any other tools. The thing is, it has a lot of AI models in it. It has, of course, our models, Firefly models, Firefly video model, Firefly image model, but also it has third-party models. It has Nano Banana that I saw Kladi was showcasing with amazing illustration stuff, how she uses it.
With my fake picture on it. Like I had so many messages like, Claudia, did you get the iPhone already? And I was like,
but
Firefly.
but my tip to you, my main tip to you, actually, when you are in Firefly boards, you can, of course, ideate, you can generate, and you can do a lot of stuff. You can do videos, you can put your photos, you can put your sketches, your art, everything, and make a mood board and put lots of stuff in it. But the real tip actually is, if you look at any work of Kladi, she showed me how she actually does it. She doesn't just generate it and that's it, AI slop, here we are. No, she polishes it. And that makes a huge difference. She would take it to Photoshop. She would change proportions a little bit. She would really polish it. And then the difference is absolutely incredible. So, of course, if you're not a professional retired illustrator, of course, you can get really amazing stuff, but you can also take it on another level. You can add something in Photoshop, or if you're an illustrator, don't just generate the whole thing and that's it, because anyone can do that. Add something, change something, refine something, make it your own, use your own art in some way, and this is how you will stand out. And you know, the thing is, I see so much work, so much AI work online. And when people like Kladi, who is a professional designer, who's a professional illustrator, very high quality, uses those tools, you can tell. You can just tell. So keep developing your skills. I don't know which level you are. Keep developing your skills. Keep developing whatever you're passionate about, if it's photography, if it's illustration, if it's animation. Keep developing foundations and use AI in a smart way. Think about it. Think about it. If it's just writing a prompt, pressing a button, and that's it. Okay, everyone can do that now. Everyone can. But if you can learn something, and it doesn't have to be something huge like 10 years degree somewhere, no. But if you learn few tutorials, if you learn something, how to make it stand out, how to improve it a little bit, if you are into video, learn about filmmaking, learn about how camera needs to move, you can take your work on another level. So pay attention to professionals, how they use AI, and think about how can you put your own expertise into that, you know?
I love that, and thank you for drawing me in. And since people are getting literally two Adobe employees in one call, one shared collective call, I wanted to share something as well, because today I was chatting with our other amazing colleague Robert Raninsky from Germany, video evangelist. We have such a cool team, and I discovered something, Kris. So I wanted to literally fact check with you. I don't even know if it's true or not. So before I give it out as an actual tip, or maybe you don't know, we can test it together. By the way, guys, this is literally how we work. We test a ton of stuff by simply creating. We have a very, very cool job. So when I use Nano Banana or the Gemini 2.5 Flash inside Adobe Firefly boards, my biggest issue was the resolution and the size, and I didn't have any control on the size. What I found out is that the final resolution and the final proportions, rather than resolutions, that pulls out in the output comes from the last reference image, if you're
Yep.
using reference images. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Yes, it's absolutely correct. And also, actually, on the right side, there is a menu. So the thing is, when you upload images on the board and you put them on the board, maybe you notice they're very big.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
what people tend to do, and I also tend to do this, they shrink the image.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
do the
like, oh, I
same.
need to place it. I need to place it. But the thing is, it uploads in an original size. So if the size is important for you, if you want to work in full resolution, instead of shrinking an image, put that image in like huge and then zoom out. Because
Mm.
then if you start uploading next images, they're not going to be huge because they're going to be that same size. But also if you select any image, you can go to right side. There is a menu, and if you press on it, you will see actual resolutions. You can actually change those. You can
Oh my God, you need to
resize.
share us a screenshot or something because
Well, okay, I'll make a
that's like
tiny
my biggest
tutorial.
headache.
Yeah.
So I'm getting like private tips, but hopefully useful for everybody. And before we move into our third and last question that comes from, I'm going to reveal the community poll. I just wanted to add something, Kris, because you talked a lot about like, using Firefly, add your pictures, add whatever you want. And we know that we're talking about third-party models, and there is a lot of chat regarding commercially safe. We know that our Firefly models are commercially safe to use, while third-party models are not, and it's absolutely up to the user to pick what they want to do. But there is something that needs to be mentioned, because that's one of the reasons why I always go to boards and I use my images safely, is that when Adobe allows this third party model, in order for them to get under the Adobe hood, so to be part of Firefly, they need to sign and agree with Adobe that they will not train on your own content. So this is such a massive difference from anybody else, because there are other, I would say, websites that work like as an agent that give you access to third-party models. But Adobe is the only one who really stands for creators in that way. So all your content, your prompt, and your output is protected. Correct?
Yes.
You're
Yes. Also, if you are uploading your own art, you're uploading your own sketches, your own art into boards, it's not used for training. So Adobe, every time there is also a suggest model button, and you can suggest if there are some models that are missing and you want it in there, you can suggest a model. And we added a lot of models because people requested them. We just recently added runway model, ideogram model. We're adding more models. We are adding models every week. We're actually adding so many models. But we only would add a model if the company who is producing this model is absolutely trustworthy in terms of that they promise they're not going to train on any files that people upload in, because Adobe doesn't train on your
or
personal
it's more than
data.
a promise, it's a legal agreement.
It's
That's for
illegal.
our listeners.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Of course, it's not this premise. And of course, something like that can be done. Like I live in the US, you live in the UK, in Europe. All those are binding contracts. And all of those models, they are not using your data that you put in to train.
Yeah, so that's
That's
an
a
amazing
100%.
benefit. And
Yeah.
Kris, we're a little bit over time, so we're gonna keep this last question a little bit more tight, but I'm gonna reveal live as I do the poll. So I know that you really wanted to call about consistency. I saw some sneaky extra vote from Kris. She was like, I really want to talk about consistency. We'll get time to do that. We'll do another live. Actually, let us know in the comment if you enjoy learning from our amazing Kris. But as you see here, the topic is creativity AI and AI. It's such a big topic. We're not gonna have too much time, but I'll give you a couple of minutes to tell us, your take on it.
My take on it is that the world is changing. The world is changing, and artists of all times, of any era, were experimenting with different tools. I invite you and I encourage you to find a way to use AI in a way no one else is using it. If you use it just to repeat, you know how you know how films used to be. I have quite a lot of friends who are of an older generation, and they told me when films started, people just filmed theater plays and played that. And if you watch that, that stuff is boring. It's impossible to watch. It's one camera. It's like this. Nothing moves, and it's also like, you know. But when people learn to use camera, movement, so on, yeah, I don't know, I'm a big fan of movies. I'm like, oh, that's a new form. And I love theater. I go to theater. But filming just theater plays and showing only that, that's repeating what we already have. This is a parallel with movies. What's happening right now in AI, a lot of it is we try to replicate what we already know. And of course, that's a nice way to do it. But think about it. What can you do with AI that either incredibly difficult to do without it, or maybe there are art forms that no one has discovered yet because that stuff is new. And you know, as artists, we can come up with things like how would I use AI in a way no one else is doing it? How would I create visuals? How would I create illustrations? You have so many tools. You have so many ways to use it, to experiment, mix and match. And not something I can give you formula because I am exploring myself, but think about it. And that's what creativity is. Using it in a slightly different way, even if it's just a tiny little bit taking a step forward and sharing this and sharing your process. And I really encourage you to look at it because you may be able to make a breakthrough that no one else has done yet. Because I see so many creators who use it for motion graphic, who use it for video games development. They are enhancing the workflows they already have, but taking some parts of it and taking those on another level. So think about it. I don't know what you do,
I love
what
it.
you
Like
like, but
I'm just, I love it. I
yeah.
was supposed to like interrupt it. I'm like, I'm not gonna interrupt you. This is so much value, and I love the way that you say that. I'm just gonna add one thing, just to repeat what you said, which is like, even if you do 1% more than what everybody else is doing, you're already changing the game. And this is something that we don't realize. Just literally one step more creates a completely different output. So, Kris, it was such a pleasure. I feel we're going to have to do another episode because we love talking so much. Let us know in the comment if you enjoyed it, if you want to see our beloved Kris again, if you have more questions, maybe to follow up. She's also, she does my job. So she's one DM away, one message away to connect with you on Instagram, but most on X. Kris, I'm going to reshare your story with your room project. So if people, have seen it from the beginning, they create their own room. Just real quick recap before we say goodbye and we say thank you. First question was regarding what Kris is working right now, an amazing empty room that now became a community project where everybody is literally projecting their own art. And you can go and check it out in our stories. Then we talked about tips on how to use Firefly boards and other AI alongside other projects to make sure that you make a difference from the leveling and averaging of simply being a lazy user. And I'm going to add something to that. AI doesn't have a taste. Remember, we saw that on that slide. So AI doesn't have a taste, but AI will show your taste. So whenever you choose to use AI in a certain way, you're literally revealing your taste. So be very, very mindful of that and make sure to polish and to always go back to your foundation. And then at the end, we had this beautiful encouragement to be creative with AI and to find a new way of expressing yourself, maybe new art. So exciting. Kris, such a pleasure. We double. Usually we do 15 minutes. We do nearly 30 minutes of an
Oh
episode.
my
So
God, I'm so sorry.
we'll be fine. No, I'm sure the people love that. So many friends. Tony in the house, David Oku with Gareth. So many amazing people. Jared in the chat. Make sure to keep the conversation going as soon as I publish this. Kris, such a pleasure to have you. I look forward to chat with you in Slack very soon. And I'm going to leave you for next week with Elise Swopes and Goldie Chan. Another amazing episode that you don't want to miss. And hopefully I'll see you here because I'll definitely be in the chat with them. Thank you so much, Kris. And thank you everybody for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.